In the meantime, we are excited to have healthy living specialist and our friend Judy Gaman back on the broadcast. Judy, hope you had a lovely holiday. How are you?
I had a great holiday. Thanks for having me on.
So let's go from the happy holidays to talking about taking care of our heart and some diseases and other conditions that seem to be on the rise. What are we finding out?
So there's something called cardiometabolic syndrome, and they call it CMS for short. And this is where we have a combination of heart issues and metabolic issues. So high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and high cholesterol. And you can have a combination of those things. And they looked at death certificates from 1999 to 2017. And what they found was from 1999 to 2010, we made some great strides. We reduced the risk of death. People were getting healthier. But something happened when they looked at 2010 to 2017. And that is that we either had more incidents in some of those areas like hypertension, or we had a plateau. We no longer were seeing a decreased risk. But you got to look at this research and you got to think a few things. You have to think, okay, what's it limited to? Of course, it's limited to the death certificates, what's being reported. And even though, the research points that we have this plateau or even a bigger problem, I like to always be a little speculative and say, okay, let's look at some of the reasons this may be. One, could it be that we introduced Obamacare and now we have the diagnosis that we didn't have before? So when these people are dying, we know that they had this heart disease. They could have had it and we didn't know it. Or could it be that this is from dysbiosis? Now, dysbiosis is actually when you have a change in the combination of the gut microbe. So the gut bacteria changes. We've seen a lot of this going on, and a lot of it has to do with artificial sweeteners, packaged and processed foods. But there's some other research that shows that there's a complete link between gut health and cardiovascular disease. So you could tie the two together.
Okay. Judy Gaman joining us on Memphis Morning News. Regardless, I would guess for some people, they don't care about the statistics. They care about what can they do about it. And how can they not get trapped in these numbers?
Oh, that's such a good lead-in because that's exactly what we try to do. At Executive Medicine of Texas, we bring people in not only telling them what they have, but then giving them a path so that they can figure out how to get better. And it all comes down to the basic stuff. We really have to be moving more, exercising more. And we've gotten to a point where we're always on our phones, we're always looking at our TVs. Move, move, move. Get fresh air, move your body. But also be very careful what you put in your mouth. And just because it gets sold at the grocery store doesn't mean that it should go in your mouth. And avoid drive-throughs. So if you simply say, I'm not going to eat anything from a drive-through, I'm going to limit anything I put in my mouth to 5 ingredients or less, that'll knock out the majority of your packaged and processed foods, you're already on your way to changing your body and becoming more healthy. And please, please, please put away anything in this diet, all these diet sodas, these artificially sweetened gums, all of that, just put it away because that actually keeps you from having the gut problem. So there's some simple things we can do, and that's just a few of them.
I had a question that was just having a conversation with an acquaintance at the gym, and we were wondering, amongst discussion, maybe this is a great time to ask you, is there a magic number on minutes or a number of steps per day that has really shown to have a positive impact?
Yeah, so 10,000 steps a day is really the gold standard. If you can get 10,000 steps a day in, you're doing really well. And if you just say, I don't like wearing a little pedometer, I don't want to wear that, I just want to go by time. Well, here's a good rule of thumb. If you have 30 minutes a day that's dedicated to exercise, if you say, I'm going to go walk around the block or I'm going to go to the gym, but I'm going to do 30 minutes every day, you're going to be good. So there's 2 different ways you can measure it, but both are very good.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy enough. I mean, it caters to either way that you want to do that. Which is good. Now, I know we just got through the holiday, and perhaps folks will get back on the wagon. I know yesterday there was temptation abounding over the holiday weekend as the last official party of summer went down. So I'm sure folks will be trying to tighten up the old belt between now and Thanksgiving and Christmas when we go crazy again at the dinner table. Judy, always great to hear from you. Thank you for your insight, and hope you have a great rest of your week.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, there's Judy Gaman, Memphis Morning News, 651.